Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our monthly Ascension Angel Messages for the month of July 2024. It's hard to believe that we have already crossed the halfway mark for the year, and when it seems like it just started. And so thank you all for being here, and also to anyone who's new to our Angelic Wisdom community. Before we get into the reading itself, I'd like to first of all invite you, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe, to select the all notification bell, and of course to like or dislike and leave your comments. If during the course of this video you feel very strongly called to have an angel reading with me, then you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. And that link and the other ones I'm going to mention you will find also in the description area beneath this video. If you would prefer or would like to donate to my channel to support the work that we do here, you can use my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom LLC. And this reading is going to come out sort of on the heels of the weekly reading. So, however, I will encourage you to, throughout the month, to check back in with this reading and just sort of get a sense of maybe comparing this month with last month. And if you take notes or write down things that occur to you as you're watching the video, that's a great idea, so that the things that strike you or really resonate with you, you can consider them as a specific message to you from your angels, either confirming or enlightening you in some way. So the cards that we have in front of us will represent the archangel that you'll be working with in this month, and the cards on either side are a message from your guardian angels, one from the Major Arcana and the other from the Minor Arcana. So in the Major Arcana, we get that sense of that general lesson that's sort of shaping the month for you, or it's a theme. Then the card on the right from the Minor Arcana will highlight the way that you might be experiencing that in your day-to-day awareness, and perhaps offer some insights and guidance about how to work with it or where to focus your attention. So as you will remember, because of the summer heat, I will not be doing the angel scopes until the weather is, just comfortable, because it's very difficult to have the AC on. It might be too much noise. I have a fan on. Hopefully it's not that distracting. I've been using it for a while, so I haven't heard anybody say anything, but that is the case for now. So so if I do something different, I will let you know in terms of something else I might have planned, or if I am asked by the angels to do them. So let's take a deep breath. It's very important to remember to always breathe. And as we were talking about in the weekly reading, this is the way that we process the way that we breathe in any given moment is indicating how well you are digesting or processing all the information that the angels and the universe is constantly offering whenever you ask or your heart is asking. And so information always comes. Somehow we tend to block it by not really taking the time to really breathe deeply. And in our inhalation, we bring in that information like a Google search. In our exhalation, we cancel out what we don't need so that we don't feel a sense of being overwhelmed. All right, so let's tune in to this month and see what images are coming up. And the first thing I'm seeing is sort of a rectangular shaped window, sort of horizontally. And it's two windows. They slide so that you can either slide the right to the left, and then the one side will be open, or you can slide them both to the right, or you can, slide them to the middle and just sort of have ventilation come in different ways. But the way I saw it was just two window panes in this way. And then a tree sort of in the backyard. And the tree, it's almost like sort of the branches are mushroom shaped, and possibly sort of a traditional Christmas tree, but had that very sense. And it's a very broad trunk. And so this is a new symbolism for me. Windows for me seem to represent opportunities. This window, because there's two, and number two, in this sense, choice or options. And this window has slight versatility, right? So there's this sense of versatility as well. And this yard and a tree in the distance gives us a sense of, it was a plain lawn, this open landscape, and this tree, and that you can really deliberately tapping into information in a way that brings about results that you desire. And to sort of remember that any landscape can be shaped in any way that you desire. Now, that part I said, but just before that, just sort of came through, and I don't remember a word of it. But you will have to replay this in order to tap into that. It was just like I felt these thoughts just take over my mind. I don't remember any of that. So, well, I'll have to continue flying blind here. There's something in that for you, and something that I will have to listen to later. So they write the letter T, which is my symbol for trust. And that's so important because so I get a sense of, that it's not easy when we know that we have this flexibility, that we have this variety, these options, and it's hard for us to embrace it. I keep writing the word separate. Kind of separate what that all means, like our emotional reactions. It kind of catches us off guard when, there's a possibility, if you were looking at this for someone else, you would have the answers and you would be able to explain to them and help them to work through it and make a decision that's best for them. But when we're caught in the moment where we're the ones with opportunity ahead of us and the possibility to shape our realities, we freeze, mainly because we're scared, number one, and we're scared of the person that we're becoming and the expectations that might go along with that, and wondering from who you are and how you know yourself in this moment as not being, true. It's like, I can't do that. Or, there's disbelief at first. But the thing about it is that all along, you're doing this very thing. You are always growing into who you will become. This is really the path of evolution. And so you have to ask yourself, what are you really afraid of? And it's simple. It's change. And in that moment, what does that change represent? It represents a shift in your energy. A shift in your energy means a shift in your thought process, a shift in your dimensional reality. Often meaning that you're tapping into higher planes of yourself and facets that are coming through and shining more of your light out there, which is where the change is displayed and reflected back to you, even if it's just a vision of your potential, the gravity of that familiar and that new concept of you is hard to reconcile. It's confusing. But it's also all very natural. And perhaps the universe is opening you up, helping you, testing you in ways that have made it possible for you to start seeing yourself with more seeing your life and yourself with more versatility. And so this really is an energy of freedom, because it's sort of unleashing you and expanding your reality. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Archangel message. And that word separate keeps coming back to mind. But I guess it's like you have to separate yourself separate the past from the present, and the present from the future. I mean, the future you don't really need to worry about, because the present will take care of that. And you don't really have to worry about the past if you can focus in the present. Because the present, if you're fully available to it, it will help you by showing you, revealing to you the support that's there, that's already taken place, making preparations for the future. You just have to find a way to be present in the moment and not resist the information that you're seeing, but to turn that information into wisdom and acceptance, and loving acceptance and compassionate acceptance of yourself. Give yourself a break as you think about where you might be headed. The moments, the moment of the present moment and the moments leading after that, going towards the future, is going to prepare you. That's what you need to trust. So we have Archangel Sandalphon. And Archangel Sandalphon is helping you right now. He's lighting you up, your Earth Star chakra, to unleash your potential, to help you to unearth it, number one, discover it, and to begin to refine it. The card says, tune into your divine potential. So that's key, in that when you tune in, instead of projecting, right? So usually when we project into something, we bring fear, we bring illusion simply. And it's like a blanket that just covers up what's really there. And it only shows you what you feel you're lacking. But if you tune into your divine potential, which you can call upon Archangel Sandalphon to help you with, you will discover your talents. You will discover not only the talent, if you already know it is, but you will discover what will lead your talent to really expanding for you. You'll intuitively find those connections, or you'll come, and that can happen in the right conversation. It can happen like with thoughts coming to you while you're working on something, or you're viewing something. I've been finding like Instagram, like, wonderful voice teachers. And so, in that way, all kinds of information about things and going around the world that you wouldn't really hear about. That algorithm on Instagram really works well at bringing to you, almost very eerily, in an intuitive sense, things that you're seeking. So however that unfolds, know that by asking, that set of circumstances will sort of fall into place. The card says, bring the world into harmony. And remember that your purpose and your potential and your gifts are helping to bring the world into harmony in one very important way. When you find joy in who you truly are, rather than fear of not being able to live up to the power you possess, then you bring the entire world into alignment through joy. Our joy is captivating and inspiring, and it's profoundly healing, as it reminds each and every one of us sort of this dance. Joy is like a dance within the flame of love. And it's that aspect of love that causes us to fall in love with life itself. So connecting with your Earth Star chakra, which is the cosmic Earth Star chakra, is the planet Neptune and its ascendant aspect to Radleigh. What's interesting about this unleashing the potential is that the planet Neptune holds all the wisdom and codes and keys of ancient Atlantis and Lemuria. So it's bringing back that potential of of a time when we were higher frequencies. And in a similar way, you'll connect back into that stored knowledge and gifts and unleash them, bringing back the lineage of those gifts from those eras. All right, so let's take a look at the Major Arcana lesson. And we have the same thing for the Hangman, but this is called Awakening here in the recent weekly reading. And my attention is drawn to that hourglass laid on its side, clearly a suspension of time. Now, this might be for many of you feeling like you're in a suspension of time, meaning that you're just waiting and waiting, and maybe you've been feeling like this forever. Remember that every one of us has a season where we will bloom and blossom into our full potential. And this card is indicating that there's a reason. There's something that you need to observe. There's something that you need to just listen for. There's something that you need to understand. And that you really need to allow yourself to dig deep. Interestingly enough, this card in the tarot is also associated with the planet Neptune. And Neptune is sort of like this murky planet, you know, where in a sense it's sort of it's sort of God, I can't think of the word. Well, the murkiness is the best thing to say, where it's just things aren't, you know, very readily observable. You have to have a lot of patience and kind of wait for things to come up. And so if you've been feeling this sense of urgency and kind of, you know, trying to catch up, and you're sort of racing against the clock, and the more you do that, the more things just seem to go wrong, or you feel like you just keep going backwards. It's not that the universe isn't answering your prayers and hasn't heard them, but on the contrary, they're actually helping you. And whatever it is and wherever it is that you find yourself stagnating, there is a reason for that. Instead of continuing to do what you do, change your method. You know, it's probably not helping you any further and only escalating the problems that you are perceiving. But perception is the thing here. And so the Neptune, you can, you know, really get caught up and perceptions, but you really need to sort of get clear, you know, really search for that truth. Just don't jump on the first thing that kind of fills the gap, but it really doesn't. This is an opportunity for you to really to get what you need, to let go, and to really put in its place intentionally what you require, and to go in the direction that's really going to support your intention and your purpose. And when you do this, you will align more readily with the season in which you are ready to blossom. Now, season denotes time, but time is still an illusion. So your season could be now, or your season can be later, or even later, or as soon as you can blink. But that depends on the energy that you're cultivating and the willingness to listen and to make those corrections, to be patient, to breathe and process information. Okay, so the Seven of Air is giving me a sense that you are manipulating, meaning that you've been trying to, the way you've been working it, and it might seem like it's logical and ethical, but spiritually it is not. You have to look at a situation as it is. Like I said in the other video, I love that quote when Oprah says, when people show you who they are, believe them. And this goes for events as it pertains to you as the observer and you the experiencer of the situation. But remember, you're always an interpreter. And really and truly, in order to really get at the truth, you have to be in neutral. You have to be unbiased in your seeking. You cannot rush this. You cannot force it to happen until you're ready for it to happen. And what I mean by that, when you have learned what you needed to learn, seen what you needed to see, understand what you needed to understand, or understood what you needed to understand. When all those things come together, your potential will be unlocked for you. So be aware, that one key word, consequences. Be aware of the consequences. You have plenty of space to see what the consequences of your actions have been yielded in terms of results. And this is a time for you where you can clearly tweak yourself from within in order to shift into the alignment where the season is now ready for you to shine. So, this is your reading for this month. And it's about tapping into that potential, embracing it, not letting patterns continue to form and play out without, you have an option to shift. You have other options to play, to put into place. Now is the best time for you to do this, because again, I get a strong feeling that this month has the ultimate solutions and opportunities for you to become your best self. And that's why we need to slow down, breathe, and focus in on what's important. Be willing to see the truth, no matter what it is. Accept it, then use that to reform yourself and whatever it is that you're doing. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful, beautiful month of July. God bless you.